All right, so let's dive into why you don't need a website to hit seven figures a year in a business. We're gonna go through a few main things here: the offer, marketing, VSL, your creatives, and the sales process. Essentially, this is all you need as far as like if you have a service based business. This is all you need to hit seven figures. So first is your offer. You need one ICP, one ideal client profile. Don't try to sell whatever you have to anyone with a heartbeat, right? You heard the saying there's riches and niches, and that is 100% true. You have one ICP, you give them one solution. The main thing about the solution has to have these three things: tangible results. If you're selling a fitness thing, don't tell them you'll help them get fit or you'll help them lose weight. That's vague, right? Tell them they'll lose 15 pounds in 30 days without sacrificing the foods they love. Just an example, right? Actual tangible results. Next, it has to be unique, something they're not seeing all over the place or all over social media or all over Google, YouTube, whatever. And then last but not least, they need to have a deadline in order to receive the result that you're promising them. Again, this could be a coaching, consulting. If you have a marketing agency, uh, X amount of leads in this amount of time. If you have a sales agency, same thing. If you have a fitness, real estate offer, whatever it might be, put a deadline on where your prospects can expect to see that sort of result that you're promising. And then a bonus, if you can slap on a guarantee, close rates high, removes the risk for your prospect, and you'll do very well with this type of offer. Straightforward. I'm not diving too much into the details of the offer this time because I just want to go over what specifically it takes. I hear business owners tell me all the time that why they feel like they need a website. Now, I'm just giving you things that you can build a legitimate seven figure business from without having a website. Number two is marketing. Very important here. Again, there's different types of marketing. You can run a VSL funnel, video sales, that'll just drive traffic to one video that you have recorded on your unique mechanism, on the problems you solve, on your solutions, and so on and so forth. You can run a lead Facebook lead form if you have a direct offer creative, which I'll talk about in a few. You can run IGDM ads. You can run a webinar or an event. Everything basically, marketing is just gathering attention, right? Having your ideal prospects pay you first and foremost with attention. Then, when they can see you know what you're talking about, then you can drive traffic to your funnel. Again, this could be testimonials, a second VSL, FAQs, objections your prospects might get, and then drive that traffic to a calendar to for them to book an appointment, for them to DM you, whatever it might be. Drive the traffic for your sales team, your setters, closers to talk to them, and then obviously turn them into a deal. Again, this process I'm going through mostly for service-based businesses. Next is your unique VSL. If you're driving traffic to a VSL, even if it's IGDM ads or Facebook lead forms, your prospects between the time they opt in and the time they speak to your closer, they need to see something. They need to be nurtured, and the best way to do that is a VSL. Send them a video. You can even send them reading material, but we've noticed a lot of them want to watch. So in the VSL, your unique VSL, you need to have your story and your background. People need to connect with you, who you are, where you come from, why you're doing this, results you've been able to produce. So maybe between 3 to 5 case studies or testimonials that your specific offer currently has provided to others similar in their situation. Remember, there's one ICP. So if you're targeting, let's say, real estate agents, you should have 3 to 5 real estate agents, their entire story, where they were before, where they went to after working with you, so on and so forth. Describe in thorough detail the problem your ICP is having. I'm not going to go too details into this here, but if you cannot get into like granular details of the problems your ICP is having, your offer is not strong enough. Why other or maybe an older approach to that problem doesn't work, right? If you're doing it for a few months, you know your prospects are trying other approaches, or they've tried other approaches that they got either burnt on or it didn't work out for them. you have to explain in your VSL why those approaches don't work, or why they didn't work, or why they got burned, so on and so forth. And then you present your own unique solution to that problem, your own unique mechanism to those granular problems your ICP is having. And then to implement that solution, again, we're not gatekeeping information. We want to give the information in the VSL, and to sort of implementation is what we're going to charge for. So we let them know, here's your problems, here's your solutions. If you want us to implement the solution for your business, book a call, right? To something simple. Next is your creatives. There's different types of creatives. You have a direct offer. This is usually very good for Facebook lead forms, or driving traffic straight to a call, something like that, where the creative is the entire offer and people see the VSL after booking a call. You have user generated content. This could be case studies. This could be, people talking about you, your service, so on and so forth. And then there's other creatives like shifting beliefs. This is a longer process, but it really forces your prospects to think, right? So these are I personally prefer all three of these, but direct offer and shifting beliefs usually work really well. UGC works well as long as you're in a niche that everyone else isn't doing the same thing. So that's the creatives, and then you have your sales process, right? You have your appointment flow and the deal flow. We'll go one by one. For the appointment flow, you're going to have setters reaching out to every single lead that opts in. This is non-negotiable. Especially if you run a sales agency and you have clients doing any sort of this marketing, it's crazy if you're not if you're not reaching out to leads. Call your fucking leads within 5 minutes, right? Speed to lead is king. And then booking calls at KPI. If your setters aren't booking 10 to 25% of the people they're talking to, there's a problem. And then obviously 65 to 70% show rate is minimum. These are minimum just KPIs. I have a different video on KPIs. Go check that out. And then you have deal flow. Work with setters for show rates. Make sure if your setters are having problems getting people to show up, find out what that is. Discovery and create a gap. This is for closers. If you have a decent closer, they should be able to do this. Pitch, handle objections if needed, and then close. I don't want to go too detail on actual sales training of the closing call, but this is entirely the process. And as long as you have these dialed in, I can guarantee you can talk to other people in the high ticket space. You do not need a website to hit 7 figures to make 100K a month. All right. Hopefully you guys got some sauce out of this one. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.